Okay, so Team Dignitas versus Paradigm. Dignitas, coming into this year, they have two new players. The Dark Dodo, I believe, is in the solo lane now, and then I believe the support is now Suntouch. So that should be interesting. We don't really know much about the Dark Dodo. Suntouch, he's been a while. The Suntouch, on the other hand, he's actually been around for quite a while. He's played like 5 different roles. It's insane. Let's look at bans here. Team Dignitas, they ban out the Cabrakan. Cabrakan is probably a Cuba Fred's like signature, like unique pick, I guess we'll say, right? So Cuba Fred really likes to play Cabrakan jungle. Paradigm banning out Kronos. Kronos is very popular right now, because of the fact that he can play mid as well as the carry role. The same goes for Neath, locked in by Team Dignitas. You'll see this god also can be picked either way. Ho Yi, you don't see him in mid lane quite as much, but he's definitely a great hunter. And I'll go over the other bands. Guan Yu, healing OP, pretty much. And Khepri, weaving over Khepri's whole spiel. Too much. But I think you know the point by now. Hunbots is going to be key because there's going to be a lot of circles coming up Paradigm. You know, the circle ults. Bacchus. Now, Suntouch has a pretty good Bacchus, at least from what I can remember. Bacchus should be able to set up the Spirit Arrows for Neath. So, what happens is Bacchus with the belly flop, and then the Neath Spirit Arrow on top of that. Soul select in for Team Dignitas. Should be interesting whether or not that Soul is going to go in the mid lane, or maybe it'll go with the Bacchus in the dual lane. We shall see, but that's an interesting thing to watch for this game. Paradigm is going to lock in their final pick for the pick phase number 1, right? And so it's Ra. It's a pick we've seen occasionally. I mean, it's not a top pick by any chance, but I mean, like certain guys really like playing it. Like Cherio for the, like leftovers really loves playing Ra. And apparently Paradigm likes to bring it out as well. Odin banned by Paradigm. This is a great ban. Odin probably would have shut down Ra to pretty much where he's useless. And the Ares ban because Europe seems to like Ares. And Ares would do a pretty good job, especially because Paradigm haven't really picked their support yet, and obviously Vamon has been banned out by Paradigm as well. Vamon has definitely the best early game wave clear. Bologna was banned out earlier as well. Bologna, she just does everything well. So Paradigm is going to lock in Geb. I would have liked to see Dignitas pick up Geb, but obviously Paradigm, I think, got to pick first. But Geb has been picked up by Paradigm. Shield, okay, so Geb has shield, crowd control. It's a great pick. He's definitely, top, I'd say he's top 3 supports right now. Thor is going to be locked in by Team Dignitas. You should see Thor ult up into the air, stun somebody, and then pretty much have the Soul and Neath explode them along with the Apollo. So it should be interesting whether or not Okay, so the problem with the Team Dignitas comp right now is this: is that most of the damage is pretty much a basic attack based, as a Paradigm locks in a Chalk. That should be Chalk solo. What is Zalia their solo laner? Honestly, I don't remember the lineup for these teams. I know Trixtank is the support for Paradigm and such. Zalia, there you go. And Trixtank's Lobster in the mid lane. Lobster's been playing since 2012. The man's a beast. And Cuba Fred, like we've said, he plays that mean Cabrakan, but it's been banned out because I guess Dignitas have been studying, and they know he has a mean Cabrakan. So we're figuring out where all this goes. The Dark Dodo is gonna be Solo Apollo, right? So I believe the person who popularized this was actually Game Hunter, who is on a torpedo at the moment, which I don't think I've done a video yet on the torpedo gaming team. I'll get around to that hopefully. But yeah, Frosty. Oh yeah, Frosty Egg, Shadow Nightmare, Sun Touch, Irons. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, Shadow Nightmare. You might have known him because Shadow Nightmare. I believe he was the one who actually played Kukulkan in the Pro League, and I think that was on Team Justice. So yeah, about that. And let's go builds here. Oh, interesting. The Dark Dodo didn't go into Throwing Dagger. I really expected that, because if I remember correctly, I think Game Hunter went Throwing Dagger, but to each their own. You know, Throwing Dagger, it makes your clear unstoppable, especially because of how good Chalk's clear is, and because Chalk has really good clear, because he just acts as the wave and is pretty much gone. But you'll see a Throwing Dagger out of a Funballer though. Funballer will probably outclear this Soul early, until of course Soul max out or two. But honestly, the main thing to look at here in the Soul lane is pretty much late game. Apollo's gonna hit like a truck. Okay, Chalk on the other hand, Chalk isn't gonna do anything. Like Chalk's just gonna ult and then sit there for like 20 minutes and then ult. Yeah, so it's just not good for Chalk late game. Apollo's the exact opposite though. Apollo's not as good early game, but late game he's gonna chunk people. As Funballer is letting them amazing ricochets. Maybe he can force out Irens, prevent some farm. As Sun Touch, dude, that's a good combo actually. So what happens is that Bacchus groups up the minions with the belch of the gods, and then what happens is that Soul Stellar bursts it as a Sun Touch tried to rotate to middle, realized that it most likely wasn't going to happen. As Strix Tank strangely just zones out Sun Touch using whatever the name of that ability is called. And you'll see that again. Sun Touch uses his belly flop on the wave. I wanted to see Paradigm like punish that, but looks like that won't happen. Let's look at other builds. Transcendence in the mid lane for Neath. I'm not surprised about that either. Doesn't surprise me. You could see a Dumor bout of Ra. He would have a lot of early game damage. It would be kind of gross. We shall see. Support builds are the same. It should be interesting whether or not they choose to, finish boots, or if they instead do that weird North American support build, which is for some reason like getting boots 1, but then buying breastplate and not finishing boots, and then going into even more defense, without going into boots, because I guess they just don't value boots. I don't know. They're following Sun Touch. They seem to like Sun Touch. I don't know. It's the same with what they did with Omega. They just followed him around all game. You should remember that from last video. They just followed Omega around all game. That's what we're doing. Dignitas is Sun Touch here. As Sun Touch is stealing. No, he's not stealing blue. He's trying to secure the blue buff. As Chalk has a good chance of stealing this actually. Oh, are we just gonna dump everything on Azalea? Yep, this is a dump everything on Azalea party. Thor ult down. Bacchus ult down. That was interesting. Thor ult down. Bacchus ult down. Neath ult down. Yeah, that was disgusting. I don't think Azalea is probably gonna want to do that again. I feel like Dignitas wanted to wow Paradigm. Whoa. Okay, so Paradigm scored back there. You saw Funballer barely win that 1v1. Irens in my opinion beads a little late there. But honestly, I think that like the throwing dagger crit saved his life, as Dig looks like they stole Zalia's blue buff, and they're gonna give it to the mid laner, and they're gonna retreat. Dude, it just so they're trying to shut down Zalia's early game on Chalk, as obviously, like we said, Chalk definitely has a good early game, right? And they're trying to shut that down as much as possible. It looks like, as they keep stealing his blue buff. So what they did was first that they punished him for trying to steal the Dark Dota's blue buff, and then also decided to take his blue buff after that, as Trick's tank is trying to defend the solo lane as much as possible, so that way the Zayla could come back and be okay. Let's see. So, Lobster is going to go boots before finishing whatever his... I don't know what that item's called, gosh darn it. But he decides not to go into do more or anything yet. Maybe later. We'll see that. As Transcendence is finished on the Neath. And Warrior Tab by Thor. It's pretty standard. Interesting to see Devil Gloves. I mean, Devil Gloves is a lot of lifesteal, but you don't see Devil Gloves much in Season 3. At least out of ADCs, but I guess it's different with solo lane. Not quite sure. I don't play much a solo lane jungle, or solo lane hunter. As Dignitas used a lot of, or Dignitas just, I don't know why Shadow Nightmare uses ult there. It just seems like a waste, as they don't really get a kill on Funballer off of that. It's unfortunate. They're gonna fall Sun Touch again, apparently. But yeah, it's interesting that we didn't see any sort of aggression off of that. I don't know if it wasn't communicated properly. Like, I don't know, maybe the dual lane didn't know that Shadow Nightmare was gonna actually ult there. It was interesting, but they don't get much for it, as it looks like so far. Read the kills 2-1. Dignitas up by like 600, 700-ish gold. That's mainly due to First Blood, pretty much. That's almost First Blood gold and a little bit more, as I think Paradigm has been farming better. It's just the fact that First Blood's worth 500 gold. Interesting, you haven't seen any Gold Fairies yet. It's still pretty early for Gold Fairies, but I feel like Dignitas could probably burn a Gold Fury pretty quick. It's interesting. Actually, I didn't notice the Apollo built into beads and not teleport, because I'm guessing Dark Dodo is just going to rely on the Apollo ult, like as his quote-unquote teleport. But what I imagine, I mean, beads is actually a good call, because if you think about it, like the Hoon bots was gonna probably gank his lane, and the Hou-Yi stuns and Geb Cataclysm, and yeah, I mean, beads are a good idea. I think it'll be interesting to see whether or not that he'll help pick it up as his second relic. I think it'd be interesting to see that as his second relic. Unless he wants to go Aegis for late game. Yeah, it doesn't look like Lobster wants to do more Chronos Pendant or anything. I think he just is going to leave that the way it is for now, as he starts Celestial Legion home. Or, yeah, it should be Celestial Legion home. I guess he just wants a lot of pen on Ra. Which, Dark Dodo. Or following along with Dark Dodo. So let's look at Soul Build here. It'll be interesting. It could be a Bancroft's. Yeah, I think we'll likely see a Bancroft's. So Bancroft's rush into Boots to Shoes of Magi. Interesting. I don't think we see Bancroft's. A lot of times we see Polynomicon, but I don't think that. It could have been a misclick, actually. It could have been Polynomicon that they were going for, but you normally see Polynomicon. But weird. as they seem to be going as yeah, because if I remember correctly, Bancroft's talent I think is in the right side of the tree, along with Pythags, and I believe the left side of the tree is like Polynomicon and also a Divine Ruin. So it's either, but I don't think you'd get Pythags unless you want Bacchus to do more damage, but I don't think that's priority. I think they just want Bancrofts to exist, so maybe next time look that they get into one of those 1v1s against a Funballer, not like we saw last time. Look, they'll do more damage, but at the same time, well, and they could also be making up for the fact that Funballer is also been a lifesteal, but also lifesteal could be built on Polynomicon as well. I don't know which exactly would give you more lifesteal, but I believe Polynomicon would give you more lifesteal. But yeah, as Paradigm, scooping up for red buff, dude, like European games are boring as shit, bro. Like they just kind of sit under tower, farm. Like there's not many like huge team fights, right? So, but also okay, I will admit that North American games are more fun to like cast and analyze and such, but at the same time, it'd be boring if it was just like all North American games. So I'm trying to spice it up. But I'm looking for a North American game for the next one. But I also don't want to use the same teams multiple times in a row. But yeah. But that there was definitely not necessarily a controversial match, but it was a match a lot of people were talking about, and I won't tell you what it is, but that's probably what the next video will be. So yes, yes, it is in fact Bancroft's. Yeah, like I said, you weren't gonna see Pythags there. So yeah, it was obviously building into Highly Urchin. You'll most likely see the same on a Bacchus. Highly Urchin, powerful right now. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize Suntouch went pen boots, dude. Dude, I guess he just wants Bacchus damage. Like, I guess he just wants to, I guess, one hit, like a lobster. Just freaking one hit lobster. Which could be a thing. You know, you can one hit lobster. Hell, like, you could even one hit the Hoonbots too. Why not? Just two. Oh, let's see what their health bar is at. Probably won't be good. Honestly, okay. I didn't really look at Relics. In fact, that's something I want to improve on. I don't think I've talked about Relics enough, right? But you do notice Suntouch did a build into Curse. This is the best choice for him right now, right? So Curse completely shuts down Ra, completely. But then you also have to counter in that you also have to factor in Chalk, right? Like Chalk is gonna be sad, really sad, because rip his healing. Not to mention Chalk slows you, right? But then, like while Chalk is slowing you, like you can also curse him. So therefore, that both of you are slowed. So that way, that technically, no one's slowed. As it looked like Paradigm tried to go in on the blue buff, but then Dignitas definitely made sure to secure it. As welcome to European games, man. There's fighting over blue buff, red buff. There's fighting over buffs, and there's no kills or gold furies. Dude, okay, I will admit that I have not watched this game before. Even like I didn't know who wins this game, but I don't know like in what context the team who wins, right? But I don't remember this game being boring. But I hope it picks up late game because it's boring. Anyway, Funballer, you're going into Itchful. It'll be interesting to see if he sells it late game. But yeah, okay. What I want to watch right now is I want to see Midgardian Mail and also Height of the Neiman line out of the Chalk as well as the Geb, right? In fact, even the Hoonbots, in my opinion, like could probably pull off one of these items. Okay, I'm talking like all attack speed, or like all anti-attack speed items. Because quite frankly, like they have 3 attack speed characters on a Dignitas, right? Like for the most part, like that's their damage minus Thor. Like that's their damage straight up. And so, and then, and then, also when it comes to Dignitas, I want to see more anti-heal picked up, right? Which you have the curse on the Bacchus, right? But other than that, I don't see any. I'd like to see Thor go into Brawlers, maybe. In fact, maybe also have a Neath go into Brawlers. Why not? I mean, the only anti-heal I could see Soul going into is Divine Room, but I don't think she'd do that, because in fact she already built Lifesteal. But, yeah, I don't see Brawlers coming out of Apollo either. So, yeah, I say that's the only anti-heal you're going to see, unless they pick up Curse, which the only person I could see. Yeah, Apollo picks up Sprint, actually, so we won't see Teleport. So, looks like the Dark Dodo does not want to cheese this game, which I expected him to cheese, because, like, I would cheese, because it would be fun to teleport. So, what you do is you teleport to one side of the map, right? And basically, and then, ult to the other side of the map, and it would be hilarious and kind of annoying if you're on the other team. Okay, I forgot to mention this, and I'm pretty sure that most people don't know this, right? But actually, Apollo's Mez gives him physical protections, which is probably why you were thinking that is probably why you were wondering whether or not Apollo why Apollo wasn't taking much damage. It was most likely because of the Serenade, right? The Serenade gives physical protections, which was good against the Chalk as well as the Hunbots. But also, you see both of those guys building Pen, as it looks like they both picked up Jotuns. So it's not as effective, but it's better than nothing, right? Like on any squishy, like if I res freaking, puts up protections into a squishy's kit, you better know about it, because it's gonna help you, and it's gonna save your life multiple times, I guarantee. In fact, I don't think there's many characters, or I guess many squishies. I mean, I guess Zhong, because I'm pretty sure that Zhong ult gives you protections, but I don't know. It would be interesting to see the list of abilities that give you protections. I know that there's a Xing Qian 3, but at the same time that's not a squishy, that's a guardian, for God's sake. But yeah, so you're gonna see almost full pen, or I'd like to see how much pen he has. Does it say? This looks like he has 30 pen, but okay, Lobster is gonna have so much pen, it's gonna be gross. Okay, you don't understand. So, not only does he have the percentage pen coming out of Obsidian Shard, but he built pen boots as well as Celestial Legion helm. This man is gonna shred any health bar. I don't care. He's gonna do so much damage. Granted that he's gonna have pretty long cooldowns, but he's gonna do so much damage. It's gonna be gross. So, if I were you, I would expect Lobster to definitely go after Sun Touch, because really Sun Touch is the only tank when it comes to the Dignitas composition. I mean, the only tank is Sun Touch, so it should be interesting, because honestly, Lobster's gonna one-shot squishies because how much pen he has, and considering there's 4 squishies, like he has 4 people he can one-shot, right? So yeah, so I'm gonna expect Ra to do some big things, as he's going 0-0-0 right now, but that's because his team only has 1 kill. But as both ADCs are piling ults onto each other, as Shadow Nightmare ults Funballer, but it looks like it was beads out, and Funballer cannot aim autos, and Irend tried to heal himself, but it was not enough. As I don't even know who picked up that kill. Someone did. I think it might have been Humbots. Wait, what's his name? Dude, I don't even know who got that kill. Because honestly, like 4 people were over there. It could have been anyone. Paradigm leashed the Gold Fury, decided against it. You know, you finally see a kill. Because, if I recall, I think it's been like 8 minutes. Like since we've seen a kill. Like, this is not an action-packed game. Thus far. Granted, I think the game's like 30-something minutes. Like, the game's like 30-something minutes. So we still have like at least 10 minutes of this game still. But, at any rate, I should probably mention, like the standings. I think Paradigm's like number 2 right now, and I think Dignitas is like 4 or 5 in the standings. But that could change, obviously, with, you know, like this game. Okay, so they're hovering over high on the enemy line right now. Zalia picked it up, right? Oh, and wait, is that Height of the Nemean also on Funballer? Yo, Funballer is the definition of, I guess, the, you know, like a counter-building god. Like, this man's building Nemean Lion on Hou-Yi. This man's a beast. Anyways, but yeah, so we're seeing Paradigm correctly. What's the word? We're seeing them correctly counter-build. And so you have Nemean Lion. I'd like to see some Midgardian males as well. But also, Chalk has to build into magical protection, so I'm sure he's gonna get that at some point within the next 2 items. I think he'll get magical protection, and then he might get Midgardian after that. So we shall see. But yes, it's interesting because they built Height of the Urchin, but like I wouldn't build Height of the Urchin considering how slow this game has been thus far, right? Because I feel like no one's getting kills, right? Because I mean, obviously, like 22 minutes in, and I think total we have 5 kills, right? So Height of the Urchin I think is a risk because, quite frankly, like that there aren't many assists like to get, right? Because, you know, of the low number of kills. So basically the supports, I think I think hope for a team fight soon, so that way that they can get some Height of the Urchin stacks, because I think right now Tricksnake has 1, Such has 0. So I think that they want a team fight with some kills so they can get some Height of the Urchin stacks going. Because right now it's a struggle for them. As you're seeing, Lobster. Like I said, Lobster's gonna one hit. Granted, you didn't see that on screen, but Lobster's gonna one hit. Especially because I don't like Frosty Axe. Frosty Axe is just now building in magical defense. So yes, Frosty Axe just building in a magical defense, and honestly, I think Ra has enough pen to where like Spirit Robe is like good, but it doesn't do much, friend. Like, but he's probably just getting it for the CDR and for the passive mainly, because you know, like those are the 2 best reasons to get Spirit Robe, I think, because Spirit Robe, as I don't know if you know this, but basically, like if you get a hard CC'd, then that you take less damage for like 2 seconds, and so it's really good against teams with a lot of hard crowd control. So I'd say that would be the case with Paradigm. So like Funballer, Stun, Trick Stank, everything. Lobster. I believe a blind is a. I think a blind is a hard. Dude, you know what, dude? I want to look that up after this game. What, like whether or not a blind is a hard CC? Because straight up, I don't know. Okay, but I'd imagine it is. So there's that. Cooper Fred, obviously, Humbut's ult exists, as we're finally getting a team fight here, as it's a split thus far. Sun Touch fell, and I believe Thor took out the Hunbots, and Shadow Nightmare tried, but the Gev Shield was good along with the Raw Heal. As it looks like Dig is going to try to take out the left-hand side tower. It's at like 75% health. I don't think they're going to be able to take this, as it looks like the 3-man group up on right, or on left, is going to make this very difficult. The Dark Dodo, I forgot to mention, he's doing a pretty good job of actually pushing down the right-hand side. As the tier 2 tower has like 200 health left, so you're gonna look to see Dark Dodo potentially ult over, or maybe just walk over there, kill the tower, and then ult over to a potential team fight. As you're seeing 3 stacks now for Trix tanks. For Trix tanks out of the Urchin, as Sun Touch still with the big goose egg, looks like. As Trix tank, or as Sun Touch has 1 assist, right? But then again, the 1 assist I believe came before he had Hide of the Urchin finished. So there's that. But we're looking at builds. So Throwing Dagger was sold by Foamballer. This is a thing you'll see a lot. I guess Golden Bow is not valued by most ADCs nowadays, as he's going to like the full pen build. Like you'll see Titan's Bane there. He's probably gonna build into either Executioner or Chins. I'd like to see Executioner, not Chins, but that's just me. As Cuvo Fred just takes out Dark Dodo. I think Dark Dodo got too greedy. Like I said, Dark Dodo was definitely gonna go for the right hand side tier 2, right? But I think he got too greedy for it, and he also died with his ult up, I believe. So I would have liked to see him ult out of there, before the Humbots came. A Shadow Nightmare picks up Zalia. Like I said, Zalia has not built into any. Well, that's interesting. He hasn't built any magical protections, and if I recall correctly, Soul did quite a lot of damage to him. As speaking of tower kills on the right hand side, Cuva Fred speeding out all of Sun Touch's CC, and I believe he doesn't have time to kill the tower. And Cuva Fred's also going to try to take the blue buff. Yeah, he's going to pick it up and run away. Astrociac tries to retaliate, but is unable to. And he's getting counter-initiated on, and that'll be it. I think Paradigm got the win out of that, to be honest. Like, okay, so like, tier 2 tower's 1500 gold compared to that 1 kill. I mean, granted, like, Zalia's level 20, so that's worth quite a lot of gold, but I don't know. I think it might have been worth it to get the tier 2 tower and not the single kill in mid lane. But, let's see. Soul. This is a pretty standard build. This is actually like the standard build. It's interesting. You're seeing. So out of the game, it could be a Spirit Robe, which I believe Spirit Robe would be really good against the enemy comp. Oh my god! Sun Touch, baby. Did you see that? Okay, so Sun Touch. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw that, but Paradigm had 4. Actually, I'm sure you saw that because that was insane. Paradigm, I believe they had all 4 guys hitting the Gold Fairy. And then Sun Touch literally just belly flops. The belly flop probably only does like 300 damage, and it's enough to secure it. So, yeah, that was bad on the side of Paradigm. I felt like they needed to have someone zone out the Bacchus. Like, Trix Tank was there. If I were Trix Tank, like, I would have ulted the Bacchus, like, to secure Gold Fairy. You that like it might seem like a waste like to only ult one person, but at the same time, like if you're getting a gold fury from it, it's worth it. As Dignitas, I believe, just took the gold lead back, as they're about like 500 gold now, and so the only difference between these teams is legitimately first blood. Like that's the difference right now. Actually, it's even less than that. What? Yeah, it's less than that. It's like 300 now. Okay. Well, Suntouch, that was a great ult. Yo, Suntouch's MVP's. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna say this: Suntouch's MVP thus far, as Frostiak takes out Irens, or no, Zalia takes out Irens. Frostiak dunked on Irens. No, wait, that doesn't make sense. Frostiak took out Lobster because what happened was Bacchus got him to like super low health, and then they just basically stacked a bunch of ults on the Lobster as the exchange of kills there. So Dignitas finds themselves with 3 kills and the Gold Fury, mind you. Paradigm ends up with 2 kills. So I don't know. That's definitely worth it for Dignitas, as they're also gonna get the tier 1 in mid lane. That was definitely an engagement like that was a worthwhile for them. As Dignitas has, I think, wards in the Paradigm jungle, so they know they're doing this. And Suntouch is forced to ult. Funballer did a lot of damage to him. Interesting. You know what would be an interesting change, I think, is maybe if Gold Fury gave a high to the Urchin stack. I mean, it's just a thought, but what if Gold Fury... okay, you know what, I probably shouldn't be saying this, because in the fact, High to the Urchin is already, amazing, but it's just an idea. I'm sure someone's thought of it, but if you're out there, high res, there you go, I guess. So let's look at Ra here. Yeah, Ra's going for damage. There's no CDR in this build, so I don't think he's prioritizing heals. Granted, the heals are going to do quite a lot considering the fact that the heal scales with power. As Dark Dodo is going to try to... oh, no, I thought he was going to solo it. But it looks like that there is an Irens there as well, as Paradigm is going to exchange... oh, actually, I don't even think they know, I guess. But that's Fire Giant for tier 2 on left. I mean, Paradigm does have the gold lead, but Fire Giant exists, my friends. As Frostiak ulting is going to scare away all of Paradigm. Dude, that's worth. Frostiak ulting scared away all 5 members. Not to mention they had Fire Giant, and I'm sure that Paradigm does not want to fight Dignitas. Judging by the fact that, Dignitas has Fire Giant, and you don't want to fight against Fire Giant. It's just not a good time. So, oh, they're showing me graphs. Dude, I never want to look at the graphs. Just show me the builds permanently. Please. Okay. Wait, is this Obsidian Shard Bacchus? Huh? Yo, Obsidian Shard Bacchus. Dude, it's meta now. Okay, so, I believe that, if Suntouch wanted to go, full damage like that, I would have rather seen a Void Stone. Right, because it'll give you protections as well as pen, and obviously, or no, it gives you power, and then I believed that and also that the aura, would definitely help out Soul a lot, as Suntouch is gonna wish that he didn't buy Obsidian Shard and got more pen as he got exploded, quite frankly, along with Frostiak. I think Dignitas got Fire Giant, realized, oh my god, dude, Fire Giant's really good. And then they overextended, and they were like, never mind, Fire Giant's not good enough. So, okay, I don't think people are ever going to learn this, but hopefully they do at some point. Fire Giant doesn't mean that you shouldn't, position yourself correctly. Just because you have Fire Giant, that's not an excuse, to not position yourself correctly. As I don't know what Trickstank was doing, but he went in on 2 hunters. Like he willingly went in on 2 hunters. I mean, Dark Dodo's dead, and he had Fire Giant, but I don't know. Tricks Tank was thinking, I don't even know if that's worth it. Support, actually, it might be worth it, because, like, support for Hunter with Fire Giant, dude, that might be worth it. I don't know, but like, at first sight, that's questionable, but looking at it now, that's actually not the most questionable thing I've seen. Okay, let's look at the Hunbot's build. He's building a warrior-esque build. He's finally building in a magical protection to go against this soul. As you could see, a spirit robe, or even mental discord, as Team Dignitas gets Gold Fury, and they just piled ults onto Funballer. They also piled ults on top of Cubo Fred, but Cubo Fred is gonna make it out okay. Interesting. I would have liked to see Frostak going on Cubo Fred and not try to get the kill on Azalea. Like Azalea's gonna be really hard to kill. Like, good luck killing Azalea. That's all I'm gonna say. But I would like to see him go after Cubo Fred, as Dark Dodo ults in on the backside, and tower damage exists because Apollo's passive gives him a lot of attack speed, and he can just shred towers late game, and it's gross. And yeah, Dignitas, even without Fire Giant, they're getting all the tier 2s. In fact, they have every tower. They have every tower now. And Paradigm still has to kill the tier 2 tower in middle, as Fire Giant's up in a minute. So I think that's when the next team fight's gonna be, realistically, because because all 10 players will probably be up by then, and so you're likely to see a huge fight of Fire Giant right now, as you're finally seeing builds finish up, really. Like, on Dignitas, like, every build's finished because they're 5k gold ahead, quite frankly. I mean, Trick Tank has not even started his final item, but it should be a Bulwark, if you ask me. Because Bulwark just does everything. It's just good. It's just good. Like, I mean, despite the fact that Soul's, like, their main magical damage, and I mean, also, like, he doesn't want to get killed by Bacchus Pen Boots, because Bacchus Pen Boots has definitely proved itself to be disgusting and do way too much damage, which is what we've seen. Yes, like, did you see that? Like Lobster's health. Never mind, Sun Touch is dead. Okay, you know what, Sun Touch, like I appreciate you playing an aggressive support, like the way that it's meant to be played, but like, you don't have to be that aggressive. Like, I feel like he's overextending. I feel like he's trying to fight the 1v4s and getting 4v1'd, if that makes any sense. So Dark Dodo, that's actually a good idea to use the Serenade to get the physical protections, so that way the Phoenix won't kill you quickly. So that's a good idea. As Paradigm, they have 2 team members remaining, Funballer and Trick Tank, but you have to remember how much damage Team Dignitas is gonna do, because I mean, Team Dignitas practically has 3 ADCs, right? And so I'm gonna pause for builds here, dude. Okay, I'm gonna pause for builds here, like the after the game analysis here. What the shit? Okay, so for this, okay, for this after game builds, I'm gonna do stuff that's interesting, stuff I didn't like, stuff I did like, but obviously, a Dignitas got the win, as you saw on screen, because quite frankly, that they had 3 ADCs, and that means a lot of tower damage, right? Quite frankly, lots of tower damage, and because of that, they're able to destroy the Titan. But you know, we were talking about how Paradigm, like, counter built okay, right, in terms of like building a lot of building a lot of anti-attack speed items, but I also would have liked to see more. Like, you have 3, but like, but the fact that they were behind by 7k gold, like, that definitely prohibited like a lot of counter building, because they just simply didn't have the gold to build the items, which I completely understand. But I believed if Paradigm had more gold in that regard, then they could have definitely. Okay, honestly, okay, like, I'm gonna say this right now. That the Sun Touch Go Fury steal, like, flipped the game around. Like, in my opinion, Paradigm would have won that game. So, like, Sun Touch is probably MVP for stealing the Go Fury, because honestly, like, without him stealing the Go Fury, right, then that whole, like that whole game probably would have gone to Paradigm, if you ask me. I know I didn't talk about builds much, but you'll see the builds. You know what? Largely, these are great builds. These guys are pros for a reason, and so I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Basically, the moral of this one, I guess, is that one a big play can pretty much change the whole scale of the game. As, let's just say, Bacchus, like pen boots, does a lot of damage to gold fairies and gods alike. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you sometime.